Hi guys, and welcome back to StarMade. This is Surge and I'm going to show off the final product that is my depot station. So I built this on my private game, of course, and I just wanted to show off what I'm going to be pretty much mass producing around our server. You'll probably end up seeing a lot of these. The aim is to get about 20 of them in different locations and different spots in and around the galaxy, all linked up to big gate systems. So as you can see, nothing much happening on this side. Bit of paint, the Atlas logo in the center there, or at least the Atlas title. You've got a dock there, you got a dock here, you got big gun on the bottom and the top, and some small rotating turrets just for fun. On the sides, you can see you've got the standard kind of point defense lasers that you've seen on a few of my builds. Same deal with some of the anti-missile turrets, but as you come around the corner here, you'll see the actual gate. Again, this is just a pretty big upgrade of my old depot station, which is quite frail, quite not very powerful at all. And unfortunately, that's proven to be a little too weak on our server against the new NPC factions. We've sort of started a little fight with the scavengers, and every time they send an attack fleet, they seem to be take out little stations, and although they're pretty easy to mass produce and pretty easy to rebuild, they're quite annoying to have to do that every time. So I've decided to build something a little bit stronger. As you can see, you've got pretty standard sort of look. It looks like it's sort of built into the side of this silo, which is sort of intentional. Ultimately, you've got your gate here, you got another big turret on the side here, a new turret. This turret shoots missiles. I think it looks pretty cool too. It's only a baby turret, but it works pretty well. And you've got your AMS, AMT, whatever you want to call them, turrets on the top and the bottom. I got a few of those all over the place. It's pretty well defended. Lots of shields. I believe this thing has 7,300,000 shields, just shy of 7,400,000. So yeah, I mean, it is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it's pretty cool on the outside, I'll have to say, but it's a lot cooler in the inside, and I'll show that shortly. But just quickly, I'll just show you this. This here is a little sign, so you can get in and you can set the coordinates of the destination that the gate takes you. Say if I want to take it to 5, put a 5 there. Put number 5 in there, and as you can see, there's all the way to the end. It's little digit boxes, and I can even put in a negative and put the dots before and after the numbers, and the same deal on the reverse. Probably should have showed you this side. It looks a little easy to see that side. On the other side here, though, is what you normally see from a distance. It's pretty dark, so the lights light up quite well, and it looks pretty good. You can see really roughly where you're going. You don't know what's on the other end, especially if you're not part of our faction. But yeah, if you're a tourist and you sort of want to get around the galaxy pretty quick, then you can see, well, this is going to take me to X, Y, Z. That means if I go through here, I'm going to be close to my destination. Ultimately, I'm going to get out of the core soon, but you'd fly down, you've got a few different docks. You got a dock here, you got a dock here. It's a public dock for small ships. Public can get in through these 2 doors. You've got a dock here, which isn't USD. That's more suitable to my ships. But as a few of my faction members have already done, they've taken it and they've customized this to suit their ships, which I think is fine. Sort of the purpose. And I've got a USD sort of dock here. I don't really know how the USD layout works, but again, this can be adjusted at will. Now, it's probably not long enough because you got these turrets here, but this isn't a station that's supposed to have a lot of big ships attached. Even though it's kind of inevitable, like we've already seen. My faction members will definitely attach a bunch of seats. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to take you for a little tour on the inside. So we're going to actually end up here inside of this little room in here, and this is the meeting room. So I'm going to jump out of the Build block. Okay, so a bunch of build blocks here, which will make sense in a moment. But we've got a couple of doors here and here. This little door just takes you to a little chamber, the chamber for the teleportation. 3 teleporting pads. Haven't named them yet, but I mean, that's kind of irrelevant. You can do that at any time. Doors are automatic, or at least these two are. I got a lot of plex doors in this station only because of time constraints. You'd go this way. Oh, right, sorry. This room back here, this is like a meeting room. Bit of a, you get a bunch of people to come together, discuss plans, discuss actions. You press this button, shuts off most of the lights, and opens up this display, holographic display. Or at least it's supposed to look that way. And yeah, it's just pretty much for people to sit around, discuss plans, have board meetings. There's no seats. It's sort of meant to be a walk-around table. And these blocks are important because of something I'll show you shortly. Actually, I'll get in one to show you this, because if I go all the way in, I'm not getting out again. Alright, so you'll notice I've used stone inside here, because if you follow this path all the way down, you actually end up at this door, which if you open this door, you come into here. Now this is just one of a few different little things I want to do. This is a PvP map. Pretty small, but pretty. I haven't tried it yet, but I think it'd be pretty fun to have 4 players, one on each team, or having a few members on each team, maybe 4 members on each team. Pretty much they come in here, they have to stand at their zones here, and when the announcer says start, or I might have like a visual representation of when to start, what will happen is you come in here and you have a skirmish, and it's like sort of like a last man standing, because when you die you have to respawn, and you might respawn on this station somewhere, which I haven't put any respawn blocks in. I should probably get that done. And yeah, you've got it's pretty much, yeah, you run in here Call of Duty style. You've got to fight people. There's hidden boxes around the place which I'll put weapons in. Like over here in the corner might have a sniper rifle, or up here might have a rocket launcher, but there'll be laser pistols in and around the place. And yeah, you will start with a standard pistol. Maybe, I don't know the rules just yet, but we'll work out the rules. It'll be just a bit of a FPS kind of thing. So we'll continue the tour. I don't have a lot of time. I don't want to make this video too long. Over here you can see the elevator. I got a very simple elevator here. I put a lot of real effort into this, but again, it was time constraints. So if you have a look at this thing, it tells you what buttons to go where. So this button here goes to the peak, this button here goes to the main, this one goes to the lounge, and that one goes very to the bottom. So we'll press the one to go down to the main. And we go down the shaft, server saves. Bit of a climb down to the next level. So we're out this shaft, and now we're in the main area. This main area is pretty much where you'd come to and access the main controls of the station. This is a door for the main dock that you saw. This goes through the middle of the station into the dock. This is the other dock. There's some cargo in here that isn't accessible right now, but there's some cargo that sits in there. You got a kitchen here with, probably shouldn't have that there. So I got this kitchen in here, a little elevator in here. We'll go up there shortly. Just around the corner here, you've got your main controls, which is shielded off with some glass door because public area has immediate access to this, but you don't want them in here. You do not want the public in here. You get your gate lock button, which turns the force field on the gate on, so people can't just fly through if you don't want them to, unless they're faction members. Oop. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so you turn that off, and the defense system button, that just kicks the rotating turrets into gear because if they're spawned incorrectly, or if the server does a reset or something, they may stop spinning. So you get some cargo, a basic factory, you've got a standard and advanced factory, just with a little bit of factory enhances attached, so not big, but they're just there if you quickly need to build something. In behind here, you've just got a quick drop, which I've got to also put like some gravity or something in here, because you will need to hook the wireless up on the elevator if you spawn this in fresh. And I've made that simple, and I'll show you that shortly. So I'm going to go down another level. Oops, forgot to shut the door. So this is the lounge, the kind of like prep lounge, where you'll have each member, maybe if there's only one member of each, or maybe if you'll have a few guys sitting in under here, but you'll have a member of each just kind of sit on their chair, so that if you want to do a presentation, you want people to wait and maybe they're casting their bets, every one of the members of the skirmish sit in their according color. I don't know why I did that. I was kind of tired, but I think it looks cool. I had to give this room a reason, because I built this room and I didn't really have a reason for it, but there you go. And we're going to go down one more, and we're going to go down to the factory. So this is the factory, pretty self-explanatory. You've got decently pumped up advanced standard and basic factories with your microassembler and your capsule refinery. You've got this button here which opens up the shutters, shuts you off from the outside if you don't want people looking in. All of these have their storage, just a little bit of storage just up on the bench here, so when you are building stuff they go and stick it on the bench, but that's okay because they will get sucked directly into this cargo, where they will obviously go into the cargo. You got obviously the dock entrance here, and we'll go back up all the way to the top. I believe that's it though. Like, there isn't a lot of interior to this, but there's enough to sort of show off. Ooh, get that door. Yeah, so needless to say, this station is more of an outpost than a main base, although it's pretty good if you've got a small faction. I might upload this, or I might allow the blueprint of this to be available to the general public on our server, or even to the communities page on StarMade doc. So this is what I wanted to show you quickly about the reason that all the build blocks are there is because those who are part of the faction can be in this station and turn off your HUD, and now you can watch the fight as it occurs, so you don't have to worry about having any kind of viewing room, because ultimately we live in StarMade. This isn't a universe where you need to have a viewing room. I mean, you could be in your own ship outside of the station in your build block, and you've just zoned into here so that you can be your own little camera watching stuff go down, which is awesome, because that way you can actually have you know, your own camera following the events of the match. You do not have to watch the play-by-play, unless, you know, I've recorded this, in which case you watch the play-by-play. I intend on doing a few smaller engagements like this, some smaller projects where you have different maps and allocated in different parts of the galaxy where you go to. Maybe I might have a station dedicated as an arena where there's this one mega map, or like a map that changes when you press a button to different types of maps. But that'll be the idea. The idea will be to promote a little bit of player-on-player PvP rather than ship-on-ship. Because the ship-on-ship, that's fun, but we got all these weapons in the game now, and I don't see anybody ever use them. And I'd really like to see people like just get in, give this game a go, promote the game a little bit, and see how, you know, people really like the first-person shooter aspect of StarMade. I know it's not massive, but it's a thing. So, and then you obviously have wonderful prizes. There'll be probably like a kitty that everyone pours in for. Faction takes a cut, and winner takes all the rest. So yeah, that's this has been the. Ooh, I don't even have a name for this. So if you wanted to let me know in the comments below what you think I should call this station. Right now it's just called the Green Depot, and that's not a very creative name. So I'd really like to hear what you guys think of a cool name for this. I've been calling them on. I called the one I have on my server Emerald Gate only because the system that it happens to be in is really beautiful green. But I'd really like a cool name for this because I like to name my stations and my ships after interesting things that kind of fit their role. But yeah, so comment in the comments below what you think I should name this. I'll pick from there, and if you guys have any more questions about whether you can download this or what, if you have any input, what you reckon I should do, please let me know. And otherwise, this has been Serge, and this has been my Green Depot signing out.